It's only entertainment.
Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, Capital Markets Analyst and host of your Cannabis Business Podcast. So I went to my 7th annual MJ Biz Conference. It's the 11th annual, but I didn't end up going until 2016 was the first year. There have now been 11 annual MJ Biz Cons in Vegas. There's over 30,000 people this last time, over 1,200 booths. It was the 11th time, my 7th time I've been there, and a lot happened. But before I went down there, I ended up going to a store in Seattle to grab an ounce. We ended up rolling 28 1-gram joints. We'll show you that in a moment. Went to a Vegas dispensary, which is way different than Seattle. As you can see, there's 2,000 SKUs. And so we went to a Vegas dispensary and talked about the differences between the two. I made sure to pack all of my stuff, got all my camera gear and everything ready for like 24 interviews. I had 3 dozen interviews scheduled, but people couldn't find me where I was at. So kind of busy at the airport, not too bad. Beautiful day leaving Seattle, a lot nicer than arriving in Las Vegas, but always fun nonetheless. I always run into people that I know. It's always kind of cool seeing people that you haven't seen in like a year or two or whatever. That's one of the biggest things about MJ Biz Con is running into people and the after parties and things of that nature. But I finally made it to the conference center. It was 2 floors this year, a little bit different layout, but nonetheless still really busy. So a lot of people kind of coming in and going. There's a lot of the speakers were on the 2nd floor down a hallway, kind of away from everybody. So it didn't feel like 30,000 people. It felt like a little empty almost, because the top floor was all commercial, bottom floor was all kind of like growing or whatever. So I spent most of my time on the top floor looking at all the equipment and huge manufacturing stuff and seeing where the automation was going. I didn't even get to the 1st floor at all. I posted up, did some interviews, but ultimately didn't get to see everything. And you can't. It's just way too big in order to see it all. They have a lot of pre-shows, including the finance forum and psychedelic forum and all these pre-shows, marketing forums. So it's no longer a 3-day event. It's more like 4 or 5. So on Tuesday, all of these pre-forums show up and people are lining up, going in all of these opportunities to listen to folks, which I don't really do anymore. I've just found that it's not really worth it for me to go and listen to these folks. Other ones like CannaCon and other events, it's a pay to play. And so you never get to listen to quality speakers. MJ BizCon is a little bit different. Although some of the sponsors do get access to the speakers to become speakers. And that's kind of why I don't go and listen to these guys anymore. So I finally made it to the floor at the press room, whatever, people could kind of come in, and was able to do 28 interviews while I was there. But it seemed like a lot of folks, it seemed smaller, and that's because it was spread out. 2 floors, speakers were down the hallway. And so a lot of these folks were twiddling their thumbs. It was interesting because this is the first year where they've actually aggregated everything together, where it was like, there was a, automation equipment down here and then an automation equipment like 15 minutes down there. This year, everything is together, which would suck if you're a vendor and, you're selling insurance and you got an insurance provider to your left and to your right, and then you can see and hear conversations and potential clients. I think it's weird. So it'd be interesting to see if there's pushback on this model. But for me, I liked it because it made it really easy to go to where you wanted to go and skip what you wanted to skip. So it felt like you could go and see a lot faster. People that were really only interested in like packaging, for example, they saw packaging, they were done. They loved it. 2 hours, that's all they had to spend, and they were out and they could go and do whatever else they wanted to do. So it did make it a little bit easier to get around. I'm not sure if the vendors are going to like that though. But like I mentioned, I went to Hello again. Or Beyond Hello dispensary, very different than, what we're accustomed to seeing, in the Northwest. Portland, you get to open up the jars and pick which nug you want. In Washington, there's 2,000 SKUs. In Nevada, not so much. There's limited licenses, limited stores, limited product, and you have to go onto the screen to buy anything. So I don't particularly like it because you can't really see the products. You have to kind of go through a tablet and find what you want. But there are some unique things, I guess. In Washington, you can't shop by a terpene, for example, versus in Nevada, a lot of people do shop by terps. So some different products, some similar products, but just kind of a different way of shopping altogether. With that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is The Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out. Don't forget to smash that like button on your way out and check out these other videos that we've got.